Tonight, we drift once more into the quiet shadows of Hawkins, a town that sleeps above something ancient, patient, and waiting. The title you clicked whispered a promise. Stranger Things 5. Theories. So calm, they'll haunt your dreams. And that's exactly what we'll explore. So, settle in. Let your thoughts slow and listen closely, because beneath every calm surface, something stirs. Long before the cracks opened across Hawkins, before the lights began to flicker in living rooms across America, there was a boy named Henry Creel. Born with gifts he didn't understand. He could reach into minds, twist memories, and show people the fears they tried to hide. Those powers turned to pain, and pain turned to rage. When 11 banished him to that other place, the boy's body burned, but his mind survived. In the silence between worlds, Henry Creel became Vecna. Some say Vecna wants revenge, to merge our world with the Upside Down, to make reality itself his reflection. But others believe he's not the true master at all, that somewhere above him, woven through every tendril of that red mist, lurks the Mind Flayer, the real puppeteer behind the horror. If Vecna isn't in control, then maybe all of Hawkins has been dreaming someone else's dream. To understand that nightmare, we have to descend into the world that created it, the Upside Down. It looks like Hawkins. The same streets, the same houses, even the same toys, sitting where children left them. But everything is frozen, stuck on November 6th, 1983. The day Will Byers vanished. Why that day? Some whisper that 11 made it, that her panic during that experiment birthed a whole new dimension, a mirror made of fear. Others say it's much older, a living organism that only pretends to mirror our world. Its vines pulse like veins. Its air glows with drifting spores that breathe in rhythm. The Upside Down might not just be alive. It might be aware. When something burns in one corner of it, the whole realm flinches. When a human screams inside its fog, the echoes linger like heartbeat after thunder. Maybe the Upside Down is watching. Maybe it's remembering. And if that's true, no one is remembered more deeply than Will Byers. Will was the first child taken, and somehow the one who lived. He breathed the air of that dark mirror, heard the whispers that slithered through the vines. When he came back, part of that place came with him. He feels the chill before anyone else. He senses the Mind Flayer's gaze. And some believe he's not only sensing it, he's connected to it. What if Will is the bridge between worlds? Not cursed, but chosen. The Upside Down reached for him first for a reason. And now, his quiet heart might be the key to separating what Vecna is desperate to join. He was the first to be lost. Perhaps he'll be the one to lead them home. But Hawkins has another secret, one that ticks, chimes, and never stops moving. Every time Vecna kills, a grandfather clock tolls 4 times. 4 chimes. 4 gates. 4 victims. Time itself seems woven into his curse. The Upside Down's frozen moment. November 6th, 1983. Feels less like coincidence and more like a fracture in time. some believe Season 5 will reveal. That time in Hawkins has splintered, a wound that only the combined power of Eleven and Will can mend. Others think Vecna has learned to twist time, the same way he twists minds, trapping people inside their worst memories, forcing them to relive the moment they most wish to forget. Maybe time travel isn't the weapon. Maybe forgiveness is, because the only way to escape a loop of pain is to stop reliving it, and that brings us to her. 11, the child who opened the first gate, the daughter who became humanity's hope. Across 4 seasons, we've seen her lose her power, regain it, and carry the unbearable guilt of what she might have unleashed. 2 theories whisper about her fate. The first is the sacrifice theory, that 11 must give her life to close the gates forever, that her heart will seal what her hands once opened. The second is gentler, but no less haunting. The unity theory, that to defeat Vecna, she must merge with him, dash, dash. Not in hatred, but in understanding. Because 1 and 11 are mirrors of each other, 2 sides of the same experiment, 2 souls shaped by pain. Maybe victory isn't about destruction, but acceptance. And if love is what saved Max, perhaps it will save 11 too. Because in the end, it's never just been power that wins. It's the people who stand beside her, the memories that keep her human, the quiet voice of Mike saying, "I love you." The battle ahead won't sound like thunder. It'll sound like breathing, like a heartbeat shared between worlds. Vecna's shadows will rise. The Mind Flayer's storm will fall. And somewhere in the silence, 11 will stand between them, calm, still, and unafraid. Maybe she closes the gate. Maybe she loses her powers forever. Or maybe she finally rests. Either way, Hawkins will wake to peace. The kind that feels fragile like morning dew before the sun. The clocks will stop. The vines will quiet. And for the first time since 1983, the air will be still. And that's where tonight's story ends. If your mind's still awake, tell me, which Stranger Things theory haunts your dreams? Stay safe, stay curious, and until next time, sweet dreams.
At long last, we can begin. You and we are going to do such beautiful things together, William. Such beautiful things.
Start with the shot that keeps replaying in your head. Fire, alarms, and Will suspended in the air like the clock has him by the throat. Vecna doesn't say William for nothing.
William.
He says it like a command. You are going to help me one last time.
You are going to help me one last time.
That line isn't a threat, it's a plan. Vecna has always used Will as a sensor and a doorway. Season 2 proved it. When Will gets cold, Hawkins freezes. When he feels the tingle on his neck, something is already here. So what's different now? Vecna doesn't just want a spy, he wants a conductor. The Upside Down is bleeding into Hawkins, but it needs a living amplifier to push through fast. Will is the perfect antenna. He still has true sight. He still feels what the others can't. If Vecna anchors his hive mind through Will, he can punch past the military walls and the metal plates sealing the rifts. And because Will is older, stronger, and angrier, the signal would carry further than before. But there's a twist that changes everything. What if Vecna isn't just hijacking Will? What if he's trying to unlock something inside him?
What if he never left? What if we locked him out here with us?
Henry Creel discovered power in isolation. Will survived in that same dark, sensitive, artistic, tied to a place that refuses to let him go. If Will has a spark, Vecna will drag it out and bend it to his will. Vessel first, rival later. That's why Vecna speaks like a disappointed mentor. He's not done shaping his project. The team's only counter is connection. Mike grounding Will with words that actually land. 11 building a psychic firewall strong enough to jam the hive. Joyce and Jonathan pulling him back with real memories, not bait. And Steve, Dustin, Lucas, Nancy, all buying time in the real world while the battle moves inside Will's head. But the part no one wants to say out loud sits like smoke in that hallway. If Will is the doorway, closing it might mean closing him too. And if that's true, the plan they're about to make will feel more like a goodbye than a rescue, unless 11's next upgrade changes the rules entirely. Remember the first time she made a van flip? Everyone gasped because it felt impossible. Now she's clearing buses, ripping shockwaves through 2 worlds at once, and landing like a storm just hit the pavement. This isn't a random boost, it's control. She isn't just stronger, she's smarter with the power. She's using it like a toolkit, not a hammer. Think about what that means in a town under quarantine. Cameras on every corner, soldiers on the school steps, the Upside Down chewing through the sky. You can't solve that with one big blast. You need precision, micro moves. Jump here, blink there, break a door without waking the whole base. That's the difference. The Force, not fireworks. She can layer attacks, shield a friend, and still keep a link open into the void. One person acting like an entire squad. And then there's the new ceiling, cross-realm impact. You hit a target in Hawkins, and the Echo smacks the Upside Down at the same time. That's how you fight a hive mind. You don't cut one vine, you burn the root. If 11 times it with Will's true sight, she can strike Vecna's signal at the exact second it surges through him. Pain for pain, pulse for pulse. But every upgrade comes with a cost. The more she lifts, the more it takes. Nosebleeds turn to migraines. Bruises appear where nothing touched her. Training mode won't be enough when the real thing screams back. She'll need someone talking in her ear, holding her steady. Hopper, calm and direct. Mike, focused for once. And maybe even Dr. K hunting from the other side, forcing 11 to evolve again under pressure. So the question isn't whether 11 can fly. It's whether she can hold that power long enough to crack Vecna's grip without cracking herself. Because the person she needs to catch before she falls isn't a soldier. It's Max, trapped somewhere you can't reach by running down a hallway. Max is breathing. Her heart came back, but her mind is missing, and everyone knows exactly where it went. Not a hospital, not a room you can walk into. A design, a planet of rules, Kamazats. Call it a mindscape built by a tyrant. Everything marches in time until your will disappears. That's why Max couldn't be found in the void. She's behind a pattern, not a door. So what does a rescue look like? You don't yank the body, you break the rhythm. 11 has to step into Kamazats without becoming part of it. That means no obvious powers at first. Hide the signal. Copy the beat until the pattern trusts you. Then twist it. Change a light that never changes. Slow a clock by 1 tick. Teach the world to stutter. In a realm where sameness is control, difference becomes a weapon. Lucas is the anchor on the outside. He carries the guilt like a backpack made of lead, but that pain could be the tether 11 needs. A memory only he can feed her. Skate wheels under Max's shoes. The song that saved her last time, but used differently. Not as protection, as a key. Play 1 note off. Let Max hear the wrongness and follow it out of the loop. Vecna won't let this go quietly. He learned from the last escape. He'll move the goalposts, shift Max into a copy of a copy, bind her with a happier memory that isn't real, a smile that never happened. That's the trap. If 11 punches too hard, Max snaps with the world. If she pulls too gently, they both stay asleep. So the plan becomes a rescue that teaches Max to rescue herself. Show her the seam in the wallpaper. Hand her the thread. Let her do the final tear, because the final tear is the proof. When she wakes, she won't be the same Max. She'll be the one who broke Camazotz from the inside. And that would give the team something they haven't had all season, a way to hurt Vecna where he thinks he's God. The title refuses to finish the sentence, and that's the point. The vanishing of a name we've heard since the beginning. Only now it isn't Will, it's Holly. The kid who never had a storyline suddenly becomes the match that lights the town. Why her? Because the pattern loves echoes. Season 1 repeats with a twist. Smaller target, lower profile, easier to move without the whole town noticing. Look at the setup. Hawkins is locked down, military signs everywhere. Families stuck inside houses that don't feel like homes. A bathroom becomes a bunker. A child hides behind a door while the lights flicker like they did for Joyce. It's familiar dread, new victim. And if Holly has been recast older, the story wants her to carry weight, not just a scare, a purpose. Here's the theory that ties it together. Vecna doesn't need power, he needs pathways. Holly sits at the center of a family that connects to Mike, Nancy, and through them, to Eleven and Will. Take her, and you move all the pieces without touching the queens. It's psychological warfare. You force the party to split. Nancy goes investigator. Mike goes frantic. Karen goes from background to a mother who will bulldoze soldiers if she has to. And then the cold, open twist everyone's whispering about. Vecna in a human shell, approaching like a neighbor. It's worse than a monster. It's trust being used as a weapon. If that's the scene, the show is saying out loud what it hinted before. He can reach you here, where you think the real world is safe. Finding Holly won't be about brute force. It'll be about reading the town like a map of weak points. Radio towers, storm sirens, school hallways that echo the same note too long. Every breadcrumb leads to a trap with Turnbow written all over it. Which means if the group wants Holly back in one piece, the next move has to be played on a board they don't control. We've been living inside the symptoms so long, we forgot to ask about the cause. What is the upside down, really? Not just a mirror, not just a hive. The creators keep teasing 3 layers like a bad sandwich. Dimension X, the classic upside down, and a hellscape that leaks in between. If that's true, the origin isn't a single event, it's a chain reaction. Start at the push. 11 sends Henry through the wall. He doesn't die. He discovers a wild place full of particles that can be shaped by will. He gathers them, names them without words, and eventually builds a design we mistake for a monster. That's the first sin, not creation, control. Then the Mother Gate opens in Hawkins, and the blueprint copies the town like wet ink on glass, freezing it at the moment Will disappeared. Time stopped there for a reason. It marks the first successful imprint. Why does that matter now? Because if the upside down is a construct sitting on top of something older, you can unmake it without breaking the world underneath. That's the key to ending this without wiping Hawkins off the map. You don't nuke the mirror, you dissolve the glue. Sever Vecna's will from the particles he shaped. Free the thing he bent. If the Mind Flayer was a net he tied into a fist, opening the hand could collapse the whole design. Practically, it means 2 fights at once. In Hawkins, shut the rifts and starve the invasion. In the Mind, rip Vecna's author privileges away. 11 can hit the code, Will can find the root. Dustin reads the pattern. Nancy and Steve get them the minutes they need. Hopper keeps soldiers pointed the right way. Joyce keeps the family from breaking while the ground shakes. When it works, the world won't snap back to perfect. The scars will stay. Burned fields, twisted trees, memories you can't scrub. But normal might become possible again, right side up. And if that phrase sounds too clean, remember this. Something always leaks, which is why the story can close a door and still leave a light on, just bright enough to make you wonder what's moving in the dust. Will's secret connection to Vecna changes everything. For years, fans thought the Upside Down chose Will Byers by accident. But what if it wasn't random? What if Will was marked, chosen by Vecna himself from the very beginning? Because in the new Stranger Things Season 5 trailer, the truth finally comes out. And it changes everything we thought we knew about Hawkins. Hidden inside the trailer are clues most people completely missed. Proof that Will's connection to Vecna runs deeper than anyone ever realized. And once you see them, you'll never look at Stranger Things the same way again. The trailer begins in total darkness. Then, Vecna's voice. At long last, we can begin. That one line isn't random. It's the same energy we heard the night Will disappeared in Season 1. The scene zooms in on the upside-down version of the Hawkins library, now sealed under military quarantine. A clock strikes 7:20 as red lightning flashes behind the walls. That building isn't just a location anymore. It's the crossroads where two dimensions meet, our world and Dimension X. And that's where Vecna's story begins again. Spanish and Hindi breakdowns confirm that this opening isn't set in the present. It's a flashback, possibly the exact moment Will was first taken. Meaning the Demogorgon wasn't some random monster, it was Vecna's hunter. Will wasn't attacked, he was claimed. The monster wasn't searching for a victim, it was searching for a vessel. Later in the trailer, Will collapses. Joyce screams his name. And for a brief second, you can see it. His body convulsing, his eyes rolling back. Just like Season 2, when the Mind Flayer controlled him from the inside. Multiple sources describe Will fainting repeatedly. He's losing control. Because Vecna is calling to him again. Then the voice. William, you are going to help me one last time. Chills. Vecna isn't threatening him. He's activating him, like a piece of code buried deep inside Will's mind. The Duffer Brothers confirmed that Season 5 will finally answer two questions. What is the Upside Down, and why was Will taken? Those answers are connected, because Will's body might be the bridge between both worlds. Will isn't haunted by Vecna. He is Vecna's link to our world. Watch closely. Vecna's hand touches Will's face in the trailer. But earlier, Eleven holds Mike's face in the exact same way. Light and darkness mirroring each other. It's not a coincidence. Vecna sees in Will what Eleven has in Mike, a bond built on emotion. Except where Eleven's bond heals, Vecna's corrupts. Spanish analysts say Vecna wants to possess Will, to transcend his human form. The Hindi breakdown goes darker, claiming Vecna marked Will back in 1983 because he was emotionally fragile, an easy soul to manipulate. Vecna feeds on pain, loneliness, and trauma. Will had all three. That's why Vecna keeps returning to him. Every flash, every vision, every chill down his spine. It's the tether still connecting them. It wasn't a curse, it was a connection. But the trailer hides something even bigger, Dimension X. According to the Spanish transcript, Dimension X existed long before the Upside Down. It was a realm untouched by humanity until Eleven opened the portal in 1983. That night, two things happened. Will was taken and the Upside Down was born. So what if those events are the same event? What if Will wasn't dragged into another world? What if his consciousness created the link that fused them? Because when we see him floating in the red lightning, surrounded by debris, it's not just possession, it's rebirth. The merging of two realities through one boy who was never supposed to survive. And there's a reason the camera lingers on that burst of blue energy racing across the horizon. 11 may be trying to destroy the connection Will represents, cutting the cord before Vecna can use it. If 11 created the door, Will might be the key to closing it. The music choice says it all. Who Wants to Live Forever by Queen, a song about mortality, loss, and meaning. It plays as Will floats toward Vecna's outstretched hand. It's poetic. Vecna cradling Will's face the same way 11 once did with Mike. Love versus control, light versus darkness, and the trailer makes it painfully clear. This story started with Will, and it will end with Will. As one Hindi commentator said, he was the beginning, and he will be the end. For Vecna to end Hawkins, he must first end the boy who started it all. Now we reach the moment everyone's talking about. Vecna's new form steps out of the shadows. He's not human anymore. His armor fused with the veins of the Upside Down, his body hollowed by power, a living weapon. And then he says it, softly, almost lovingly. "We're going to do beautiful things together, Will." That single line shatters everything. Vecna isn't trying to kill Will. He's trying to complete him. Across every breakdown, one theory keeps resurfacing. Will Byers isn't just part of Vecna's plan. He is the plan. Vecna doesn't need to open new gates. He already has one, beating inside Will's chest. The Chosen One trope has flipped. Will isn't chosen to save the world. He's chosen to end it. So how do you stop someone who's half boy, half darkness? 11, Hopper, and the entire group will face the unthinkable. To destroy Vecna, they might have to destroy Will. And the trailer's closing shot, 11 screaming as light explodes around her, suggests she already knows it. The tears, the blast, the sacrifice. It all points to one heartbreaking truth. Will's story may be the key to ending the Upside Down, or the cost of saving it. If Season 1 was about discovery, and Season 4 was about survival, then Season 5 will be about sacrifice. And that's why Will's secret connection to Vecna changes everything. Because this time, Hawkins isn't just fighting monsters. They're fighting the memories, the pain, and the bond that started it all. So what do you think? Is Will secretly the key to ending the Upside Down, or its final survivor? Drop your theory in the comments. And if you're still watching, type "Will is the key" below, so I know you caught the truth before it's revealed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because when Season 5 drops, we'll be here, breaking down every secret, every clue, and every tear that falls in Hawkins.